Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be a reading for the Divine Feminine in the sign of Cancer for the month of October. Here we have what is going to be the overall situation of what you're dealing with, how you're feeling about that, how you should be feeling, what are any lessons or challenges involved in this situation, how should you approach them, what are your hopes, what are your fears? And here is advice from the universe in regards to, what to do. Also, we have some positive affirmations or ways that you should be thinking to elevate yourself, to elevate your spirit, your mood, your perspective. What chakra you might need to work on clearing so that you can proceed in a more positive manner. Now, I kind of pulled something here, clarifier for one of the cards, but I'm probably going to end up using quite a few clarifiers in this situation. Let us see what you're going to be dealing with. Well, we have here destruction, which is like the tower. It's a major event. It's something that is going to change the game, as they say. It's the tearing down of the old so that something new and better can be rebuilt upon it. Also, those things within ourselves that need to be gotten rid of. It's transformation. And you also have here fame, which symbolizes a success in something in regards to this ending or this transformation. And you also have wealth, which could stand for money or spiritual wealth. So success and spiritual wealth. And then you have woman of the world, which is somebody who's worldly, who's, got it going on within herself, knows who she is, has confidence. This also could symbolize somebody who's at a distance, someone who lives in another part of the world. So this could be you, or this could be somebody else. And this is the card that I clarified, but we'll get to that. And then you have secrets. Dark-haired man. Dark-haired man is usually the guy who's tall, dark, and handsome, but he comes with some stuff. Could be a little deceptive, a bit of a player. He embodies, more the negative kind of qualities, the shadow side of ourselves. Well, not of you, of him, because there's a dark-haired lady in this deck too. So there's some secrets involving, someone that you were dealing with. Could have been the divine masculine, could have been a karmic soulmate. We'll see what's going on here. Now, the woman of the world, I clarified. You have love, and then you have lavecchia signora. Now, this symbolizes, an old acquaintance, someone from the past. It could be male or female. Or this could be you, the person from his past. And there's some spiritual wealth and abundance in regards to you and love. Because some secrets are being revealed about this from this person. Or, something could have ended. He could have ended something with someone else. Maybe he's at a distance from you or just separated from you. Could be different city, different town, different country. And maybe she's somebody from his past. So we're going to do some more clarifications to kind of figure out, well, what's ended, what's the success in, what these secrets are revolving around, and who the woman of the world is. Is it you, or is it somebody else? Let's see, destruction. 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 Yeah, Ilmenio. It's the end of some kind of union, a marriage, a union, let's say some kind of sacred bonds, close relationship. So I don't know if this is you've ended a situation or a situation's ended with you. Let's see. What do we want to put here? Fame. Well, success in a union, in a relationship. So let us continue. Secrets. Secrets. Let's see, let's see. Well, you have ḻSuperbia, which is ego, arrogance, haughtiness, you know, somebody who's all in there themselves. And you've got Morte, which is, you know, death, not a physical death, but the ending of something or a transformation of something. A transformation of the ego or death of the ego, a death to this kind of behavior. This is obviously, like I said, the negative aspects of somebody, you know, their self. If they behaved in a way that was self-serving, selfish, you know, there's secrets around that behavior. And there's an ending to that behavior. And let's see. I'm still unclear is if the person you were dealing with, if they were with someone else and they're ending that, that's why there's success and victory. And he realized that he loves you, the woman from his past, and he's revealing some secrets to you in regards to his behavior, being selfish, self-serving, ego-based, and how he wants to change that. This could be a possible scenario here. Let's see if we get more clear as we go along. What you're feeling is mistake, loss, and growth. So let us see. Loss. There's going to be a conversation that's had in regards to, you know, mistakes. People realizing what they lost. Maybe they say you don't know what you got till it's gone. And there's been growth. But this is how you're feeling. You're feeling that maybe you've grown through this process, or this person has grown through the process, and there's a conversation about it. People are kind of discussing their roles or the mistakes that were made. Let's see, growth. Lamika, this is the female friend. So this could be you. You're feeling like you've grown through this process. You've learned from mistakes. Mistake. Oh, Gran Signore, mistake. So, again, this could mean that there's been an end to a relationship that was built on a faulty foundation. It could be a relationship that you were involved in that ended. And maybe, you know, this person wasn't so great. and you know, you've kind of realized that, or there's been some secrets involved around that, and maybe, you know, this person is going back to somebody from the past, but you have success and wealth here. So again, it could be the other one where the person was with somebody, is ending that, and you have success and wealth in this situation because they realize that they loved you, and they're revealing stuff, you know, regrets or whatever it is, or their behavior. They wanted to end that. There's going to be a conversation about that, you know, about his mistakes or your mistakes in regards to him, or both parties. Obviously, it takes two to tango, and how there's been growth again in this situation. So you have to apply it to, because this is general, so I'm not sure what the backstory is. It can go either way. How they want you to feel about it is they want you to have strength, because there's been victory in regards to this, because lessons have been learned. I mean, that's what this conversation is about. People realizing their roles and how they've grown. And they want you to remain open, to be vulnerable. Maybe this is also expressing your feelings, how you feel, or being receptive to this person expressing their regrets and how they've grown. But either way, they want you to look at it as a victory. Because again, we live and learn. If things don't work out, they weren't supposed to, but they were there for a reason, to teach us something. And in that aspect, that person served the purpose. That soul contract that you had to meet in this life, to teach each other that lesson, even if it was painful and you want to hate that person, you have to realize that there was something in you that needed to be addressed, and that person brought that to light. And for that, you should thank them. And that's how the forgiveness can come into play here. Because like I said, both people play a role in relationships. It's not one-sided. And it's having the maturity and the spiritual understanding of that. And that helps with forgiving and learning and releasing things as well. Because you also release yourself. All learning experience, if it taught you something and you grew from it in wisdom and maturity in your soul, then that person served a purpose, and you give gratitude and thanks and wish them well. That way you don't harbor any negative emotions. You don't stay stuck in that negative space, and that way you won't attract another person just like them, because you haven't learned that it takes two to tango, that you too had a role in that. And that's a big lesson for the feminine. That was in the daily readings, I think, where we can't all point the finger at one person. We have to accept responsibility for our own role in things, even if we were the one on the receiving end of all that person's crap. But we allowed it. And that's where the responsibility of accountability comes in. Realizing that, yeah, I allowed it. Because the truth of the matter is, you saw the crack long before you saw the ass, as they say. It didn't happen overnight. Most of the time, we stay in situations for weeks, for months, for years, before we finally have enough and we walk away. Then we have to ask ourselves, well, what was it in us that allowed us to stay in something like that, that brought us so much misery, to be mistreated by this person? You can't use the excuse of, well, it was because I love them. Because you couldn't have loved them. Because you're loving in a place that's coming from a negative place. A needy place. There's something in you, a childhood wound or something, that allowed you to stay in something and tolerate something that you shouldn't have. And that's where the responsibility of our own actions comes into play. The doer did a nasty deed, but we also allowed it for however long that it went on for. And that's because there was something in us, again, that needed to be healed. And if that person awoken that in you, that realization, then again, they serve their purpose. As I've gone on a spiel. But I think that that's a big thing for human nature in general. When we feel that we were wronged, You know, some people are just jerks, and yeah, and people screw you over. And you can't help somebody else's behavior, but you can help how you engage with that person. You can help with how much you tolerate, what you find acceptable. How well do you love and respect yourself to put up with anything that you shouldn't be putting up with? Again, it comes down to our own reflective work as well. And how they want you to proceed in this situation is to be happy and to be at peace, because you've gained clarity. You know, lessons have been learned here. And to not have doubts. And the brown-haired man. Maybe the dark-haired man has grown and he's now become the brown-haired man. He's shed some of his shadow self. So they want you to be happy and be at peace, because you're going to get some clarity in these conversations that you're going to have. And, no, I'm sorry, this was the challenge or lesson. My bad. The challenge or lesson for you is to be happy and to be at peace and to gain clarity. Maybe, again, that's seeing things from both perspectives. You know, holding our own selves accountable, too, for whatever role we played. And again, maybe it's to not have doubt in this person, because maybe they've changed, too. And how you should approach the situation is power, battle, gain. So we'll clarify power, but gain is obviously about using what you've gained in the situation and moving forward. You know, whatever battle, whatever difficulties that you went through in this situation, to move forward. Let's see, power. Oof. µ. Yeah, somebody was sure in their shadow side. Somebody wasn't behaving in a very good way. You know, somebody wasn't having your best interest at heart. But they want you to realize that there's still been a gain in this situation and that there's a need to move forward. Let's see, battle. Whoa. Ladro. This is under battle. This is the thief. Somebody that comes in and, you know, steals you blind, including your heart. And again, you got a message from a distance. This conversation, you know, your inimigo thief here is wanting to have a conversation about their behavior. And you have lallegrezza, which is like lighthearted, lightness, transformation. Same thing as here, like transcending this situation or change. Viaggio, it's like the gain, it's to move forward. And this is il vivido, this is the widower, the man who's living in the past or who's regretful of the past. So, you know, obviously what transpired here was somebody that was lying and deceiving and maybe snuck out and was sidestepping, and, you know, they've realized their mistakes and they're going to have a conversation with you about it, how they change, or they want things to change and move forward, and not because they're regretful of the past, or they're wanting you to move forward and no longer be regretful of what's happened in the past in regards to this situation. Because again, you know, you've grown, there's been wisdom, so there is always a silver lining. This is even in tragedies. And what you're hoping for is friend, truth, ending, and home. So maybe you're hoping for some truth from somebody who you considered your best friend. You know, could have been your divine masculine, another soulmate. But maybe you're wanting to find the truth in regards to how things ended. Maybe this home that you shared together. Get some kind of resolution. Let's see. Truth. Truth. I live across the street from a park, so hearing little kids next across the way. Truth. Sacerdotale, this is, you know, the priest, psychologist, healing, spiritual relationship, could have been a marriage-based relationship. So maybe you're wanting the truth and to heal this relationship, or the truth regarding maybe a relationship that they were in, you know, how things ended with you guys. Let's see, ending. Now you have prigione for ending. So maybe you're this is, you know, feeling like imprisoned. Could be just trapped in your thoughts, ruminating thoughts, thinking of the past, you know, shoulda, woulda, couldas, or regrets, or pain, or whatever it is. Somebody's feeling trapped. Ending. And you're hoping that that ends. Home. 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 Home is where the heart is. Home. La Donna di Servizio. This is like the servant, the helper. Mercante. This is the merchant, a man who's at a distance, someone who's waiting for their ships to come in. This is also somebody who deals with contracts. So again, you're hoping for some kind of resolution, to get some kind of truth, to get some kind of healing in regards to the situation, or truth again about a possible another relationship, another marriage. Maybe this person was in there and you're hoping to end this feeling of being imprisoned and stuck in unhappiness, and involving your home life. Now it's you could be waiting on him. Maybe he's at a distance from you, and you're hoping to resolve the situation and have a home life, or are you waiting for him to end that situation over there while he's waiting for his ships to come in? Maybe this Donna Servizio is another person that he's with, and you're waiting for that to end. You're waiting to get some truth, some clarity. Again, you have to, because this is general, it could go so many ways. Now, what you're fearing is the stranger, the lovers, and heartbreak. Now, the stranger is this person trying to come around being like, I've changed. So you're fearing, have they changed? Are they really this new person? And the Lovers, of course, is having to make a head or heart decision, or it's about a relationship. It's about twin flames, soulmates, unions, marriage, and heartbreak. So you're fearing maybe giving this person another chance. You're fearing being hurt because of whatever's transpired here. This, enemy behavior, this sidestepping, lies, deception, whatever it is. Other relationships that they went into that they may be leaving to come back to you for, and you're trying to struggle with because maybe you feel like you still don't have all the facts. You still don't have the clarity that you need to be able to be vulnerable. But this is your challenge or lesson, to have the strength, because there is victory in this situation. There's been lessons learned, and they're wanting you to be open to whatever this person might have to say, to be open to the idea that maybe they have changed. Oh, but it's tough, ladies, isn't it? It's like, because nobody wants to be hurt again. Nobody wants to be lied to. And when you have been, it is so hard to try to look at that person the same way again, to be open to forgiving, to giving another chance. And when you're in a spiritual relationship, they're asking this of you, to push you to growth on levels that you didn't even know you could reach. It's asking a lot. Forgiving is asking a lot alone, let alone getting back together or giving that person another chance. Sometimes we can just try to forgive people and move on and be like, okay, we've learned lessons, see you later. But they're asking with twin flame unions and stuff, they're wanting you to find your way back to each other despite all of this stuff. And that's the hard part. That's why thinking of things from a spiritual perspective, realizing both people had a role to play, realizing you both came into each other's lives to trigger those things that needed to be healed. You each served a role. The doer and the receiver. You're both here to teach and learn from each other. And if both people have learned, and this relationship is being transcended and having another opportunity to come around, you kind of have to be open to that. But again, I know it's not easy. And what advice they have for you is giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. No more being the doormat. No more being the chaser. No more giving, and this person gives you crumbs. It has to be equal give and take. You both have to heal yourselves so that you can come from a healthy mental and emotional place, so you can both be open to giving and receiving love. Genuine love, not one that's based in childhood wounding, fears, any kind of phobias that you might have, fears of abandonment, any childhood wounding. That stuff has to be addressed, especially if you're a twin flame, because it's part of both of your lessons to overcome that stuff so that you guys can give, again, from a healthy place. And you have truth here. So I am lovingly honest with myself and others, speaking your truth, being open to hearing someone else's truth, realizing that there's your version, my version, and the truth. Sometimes we don't see things from both perspectives, or we're not willing to accept responsibility for our own roles in things because we want to just point the finger at the person who was lying and deceiving and cheating and doing all the stuff. And granted, that behavior, in and of itself is the worser end of it than the one who was on the receiving end. But at the same time, there was obviously something within you that needed to be healed. And if that was self-love and self-respect, then that person did their job. That's why you got to be open to forgiving for yourself, for that other person, especially if it's your twin flame. It's the other half of you. You're both here for your own journeys. You're both here for your own lessons. It doesn't mean that you have to tolerate stuff. On the contrary, you're supposed to stand up for yourself. You're supposed to make them raise the bar within themselves by you raising the bar within yourself, by you not tolerating those behaviors because you love them, because you're not loving yourself. And you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing them a disservice because you're enabling their dysfunction. and you're enabling your own dysfunction by putting up with stuff. Obviously, there was something with twin flames you brought together again for a reason, to acknowledge stuff in you that you didn't even realize is playing a part in how you function in the world. And it all stems from childhood, psychology. What did love look like to you as a child? You got mommy issues, daddy issues. You know, did you have healthy role models when it came to relationships? Do you have a healthy viewpoint of yourself? Do you love and respect yourself? Or do you end up in these, karmic relationships where you keep going for the bad boys, or you keep finding yourself in the same situations and you wonder, why do I keep attracting these people? Because you attract what you believe about yourself, whether you realize it or not. Well, I don't believe that I deserve to be mistreated and lied to and cheated on. No, of course you don't. But if you're allowing that behavior, then obviously there's something within you that is coming from a needy place, in a place that isn't healed. And again, the purpose of that relationship was to teach you something about yourself and to teach that person something about themselves. It works two ways, because you both deserve love. You are lovable. Always self-love first, self-love and self-respect. And healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So this must be, again, a twin flame situation where both of you have come together to teach and learn, heal childhood wounds that stem from what love looked like to you as a child. And when you acknowledge that, you're on your way, both of you. And we have to forgive our parents too, because the parents played their role. How do they do that? I had a crappy childhood. Well, supposedly we choose those experiences. We incarnate with the same soul group, lifetime after lifetime. These people change roles, and life is school. You come here to learn lessons, and these people play a role in helping to apply that karma, or play a role in past karma being brought into this life that needs to be healed and transcended. And the whole purpose of our soul's journey is to get to a point where at some point you realize this and you begin the healing work on yourself, and that starts your ascension process. Everything was said, you got to look at it all from a spiritual perspective, and when you do that, you lighten the load on yourself, and you can vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. And then you also have base chakra. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. Think positively. Don't even speak negatively about yourself. If you have self-esteem issues, work on that. Learn to love yourself. And they have here, clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Do some chakra cleaning. The different chakras house different aspects of the self that, if any of them are blocked, can be affecting you in your life. Throat chakra affects your ability to speak up for yourself. Solar plexus chakra usually holds a lot of fear, anger, all the negative emotions. That's why sometimes you might have weight problems, like in the tummy area. Maybe your chakra is blocked there. The heart chakra could be blocked. You could have fear of abandonment issues. So that's why you might be clingy or doormatty, willing to be mistreated just because you want to keep that person around. It's like, these are all stuff that we have to look at within ourselves. And then you also have books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. Maybe that's part of your divine path. Maybe you're supposed to write about your experiences. That's what I'm doing. I'm writing a book about my experience with my twin and what it's taught me. So maybe you have a similar path. Share your story with other twin flames. Help them on their journey, because that'll help you on yours, hearing other people's stories. Or maybe You need to, check out some self-help books. Read some books about healing and soul work and stuff to help you grow within yourself. And you also have spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. Again, looking at everything from a spiritual perspective, not a 3D one. Because if you look at things from a 3D perspective in regards to a divine union, it's not going to work out. It's because this is different than other relationships. And even relationships that you have with yourself, with your family members, or whatever, you have to kind of look at it all from a spiritual perspective. Everyone in your life has served a role, a purpose in your soul's evolution, good, bad, or indifferent. And you have here relationship harmony. Archangel Raguel, if I even said that right. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So, if this is a divine union, and you guys have been in separation, you've both been learning, you've both been growing, you've both been watched over, and an opportunity is coming around for conversations to be had, for revelations to be made, and for you guys to look at it all from a different perspective. Understand that there has to be equal give and take. Speak your truths. Heal those things that need to be healed. Forgiving and learning. You both deserve love. Get rid of negative energies, negative thought patterns. Because if you project fearing the worst, you'll only bring that into play. And try to have harmony in your relationships. Be at peace. And then you have here, I release tension and embrace lightness. Like that butterfly. The butterfly symbolizes lightness. I am a divine expression of the Creator. Remember who you are. I release what was to embrace growth and regeneration. Releasing the past, healing the past, transformation. And then you had growth over here. Beyond resistance, I find my own bliss. Let go and let God. Work on you, heal you, so that you are able to attract situations to you that are in a higher vibration, that are for your highest good. You learn self-love and self-respect, so you no longer tolerate things that you shouldn't, because all is a learning experience. And don't resist that process, because it's all good. I allow myself to connect with the infinite power of Mother Earth. Go outside for walks. Sit under a tree. Listen to the birds. Take a walk on the beach. Be in nature. Meditate. Clear your mind. No more stressing. No more worrying. No more being in fear. No more living in the past or worried about the future. Be present and think positively. And a chakra that you might need to work on is the root chakra, because you have some insecurity issues. Again, that's why I said we have to look at our roles, because usually with the runner and the chaser, somebody is clingy and doormatty and allowing a lot of mistreatment, and the other person's running away from love because they have childhood wounds that they need to deal with because they've been afraid to open up and they whatever. So that's what I said, if you have to be willing to forgive, because people are a product of their environment. That doesn't mean that you tolerate stuff. Obviously, if somebody refuses to grow, if somebody can't grow and can't learn, and you can't have a relationship with that person, you still need to look at it from that perspective. That person's on their soul's journey. Obviously their karma or their lessons maybe is too hard for them to transcend, and you still have to thank them for the role that they played in your growth, and you wish them love and light and healing, and you can move on. Move on with peace about the situation. Or be able, if they have shown that they've grown, be able to come back together with all your cards on the table, discuss each person's role, what you both learned, so that you can move forward with the knowledge that you've gained. And let us read what insecurity is, for you to work on that. The greatest adversary is the one living inside me. The legend: Bob is an inventor, yet never finishes anything, always giving up on his projects, convinced they are useless. One day he finishes something and is elated, until a demon appears, taunting him. The demon red rainbow is comprised of our greatest fears. In a dream, Bob discovers that he can distinguish between real and imagined fears. The demon red rainbow can no longer stop him from realizing his dreams. Inspirational message: miraculous changes lie ahead. Life always takes a turn for the better when we face our demons. Stay on course. Trust an ally will appear. The gift of adversity is never given without the ability to overcome it. Personal inquiry: do I listen to my fear? How can I tap into my courage? Key ideas: being courageous, facing adversity, finding tremendous power within, undervaluing your contribution. Keywords are freedom, bravery, and success. So this again is about reflecting on the self, distinguishing which is real and which is not. And a lot of our stinking thinking is just that, stinking thinking. It's based in nothing but conditioning and karma. None of it is real. It's on you so that it can be transcended. It's part of your soul's journey, part of your growth. And they want you to believe in yourself and to discern, again, that which is real and that which is not. And be willing to not live in fear, not be insecure, have self-love, self-respect, have confidence, and follow your dreams in life, because you deserve that. On that note, I wish you love and light and healing. I hope that everything works out in your favor. And I have to do the spiel. Like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. If you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. And again, this is for the month of October. And please leave a comment, because I love hearing other people's stories. I love seeing if things resonate with them, because that's why I'm here. And I wish you well in this that you're having to deal with in the month of October. So take care. Until next time. Bye-bye. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I told you I need a list in front of me. I also wanted to remind you to check all 3 aspects that are important in regards to these readings for your sign: your sun, your moon, and your rising. Because that way it'll give you a more detailed reading to view all 3 of those aspects of your sign. The sun, again, the sun, the moon, and the rising. So hopefully I'll remember to say this for the next 23 videos I'm about to do. And on that note, we shall sign off again.